to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, here with your readings for March the 2nd through March the 8th. And what a week we have. So I just want to say these are general readings, guys. And if, take what resonates, leave the rest. If this doesn't resonate with you, check out your moon and rising sign, and that may resonate with you. Because sometimes these readings can be rather specific. If, Spirit wants to let somebody specifically know what's going on, somebody who really needs to hear the message. Anyway, let's go to your cards, shall we? All right, so card out for you is the Nine of Cups, and the Nine of Cups is like dreams and wishes come true. This is a beautiful card. This is one of those cards where it's like you're really happy with how far you've come and what you've accumulated and how your life is right now. And this is number 9. It's like you're almost at the finish line. You've almost really made it big. And you want to celebrate. And you want to celebrate with your loved ones, with family and friends. And look, you're like, yes, look, I've got all this. I've got all this wealth. I've got all this food, and I want to share it with you. And sharing it with others is wonderful. But I would just say, don't stay at the party too long. Yes, absolutely celebrate and share, but don't share beyond your means. Stay tuned for the astrological report after this, because it will illustrate some challenges that we may have with finances. So remember that in your celebratory mood. Now, clarifying the Nine of Cups is the Sun card. And this really is telling you to celebrate too. This is a beautiful card. It's about purity. It's about your inner child. It's about joy and happiness. And it's saying, allow it to come out and play. Don't be all work, So I'm really getting that you are supposed to celebrate. You really are. But as I said before, don't overdo it, because we may have that tendency with what's happening in the celestial sky. But this is the sun's shining on you, darling. This is like, we have the sun conjunct Neptune this week too. So stay tuned to find out more about that. But this is beautiful, beautiful. Allowing your inner child to come out, experience the joy and happiness in every moment. And the next card out for you is the 10 of Wands. Now, the 10 of Wands, let me get that so the light's not shining on it too much. The 10 of Wands is about, you've probably been working way too hard with the 10 of Wands. And not even working too hard, you've probably taken on more than you can chew. It's almost like you've got to delegate. When the 10 of Wands comes into a reading, it's saying you need to delegate. You need help. You need to drop some of that baggage, because this is holding you back. It's holding you back from reaching your goals because you're laden with responsibilities. And it's almost like with all that weight on your shoulders, you can't move forward. So, listen, where you can delegate, delegate. And if you can ask for help, ask for help. Sometimes this is like, no, I'll do it. Sometimes it's, you might have a client and you might say, or at work, you can say, yes, I can get that done by this time. And maybe you volunteered for a responsibility at work, but actually, and you're thinking, oh, this looks really good, but actually it won't. It'll have the opposite effect, because when you do that, you're not going to be able to, like all your other work will suffer. So when the 10 of Wands comes in, it's saying you've got to lighten the load. And you can go back and say, listen, or ask somebody else for help with it. And you're going to have to trust that they'll take care of it, because, check in on them occasionally, but you need to, this is really important. It will have the opposite effect to what you want it to have if you don't drop some of this baggage. Now, clarifying this, the 10 of Wands is the 6 of Swords, and the 6 of Swords is all about moving on, right? You need to get in the boat and move on. Now, this person, this indicates that things are not great where you're at. Like things are a little stormy. There's like choppy water, right? So things are not great. And she's like leaving in the middle of the night surreptitiously, with her kid in the boat. She's sneaking off. And when the 6 of Swords comes in, it's something, you need to move on from something. But there's some fear from moving on, because sometimes we become comfortable in the uncomfortable, right? So when the 6 of Swords comes in, it's saying, look, it's time to move on. Get in the boat and go. Because there's calmer waters and greener pastures ahead. And yes. There's no guarantees in life. We don't know what's going to happen. And that can be frightening at times. But there's just sometimes where you just know you've got to go. You've got to move on. Now, this could be moving on from a job. It could be moving on from a relationship. It could be moving on from a city or, a house, an apartment, whatever it is. But that you can't really stay. That things are pointing to the fact that you have to move on. And it's really apparent. You're going to know what this is. People who are watching this, what you need to move on from. Now, the next card out is the 6 of Cups. And the 6 of Cups is Neptune, right? It's Neptune. It's being in the past. And we do have the Sun conjunct Neptune. So you've got the Sun here and Neptune. Neptune is, look, it's the past. It's us being distracted sometimes, or thinking that the past, we're thinking of the past with rose-tinted glasses, right? We're thinking that, usually when this comes up, sometimes we're like at a place in our life and we might be thinking back and saying, oh, that was such an innocent time, life hadn't happened, and, it was all, roses and sweetness, and you can see there's children playing in the field here with roses and flowers, and it's just a little too fairy tale-ish kind of thing. If they were playing in the mud, I might think it's more realistic. So Neptune can have that effect. It can have us drifting off into the past, and it's okay to visit the past. But when this card comes in, perhaps you're staying in the past a little too long. So come back into the present moment. It's really important for you to come into the present moment. Visit the past, yes, but don't stay there. Aries, because you might be lamenting about the past. This could be thinking of people that you miss. It can be thinking of an old lover or somebody perhaps who's passed away, or, mourning your childhood, wishing you were back there because of all these responsibilities. It's like all these responsibilities are dragging you down, and you kind of think, oh God, I wish I was back there being a kid and being taken care of. I go here quite a lot. Now, clarifying, the Six of Cups is the Nine of Cups yet again from a different deck. So, yes, this is like he's sitting pretty. He's really, he's very proud of what he's displaying his wealth. He's so proud of it. He's like, yes, look at me. I've made it. I'm sitting there. And he's got his... he's all dressed up and he's got his arms folded and he's like, I'm all that in a bag of chips. He's sitting pretty. But as I said, he wants to display it. He's very proud. So I am getting the feeling that some of you have got to a certain level where you are content with your manifesting skills, what you've manifested, your wealth and your status, or status as they say here. So this is about, and you want to celebrate, but it's interesting. He's kind of alone, right? He's alone in this. He doesn't have anyone there, and she's alone, but she's getting ready to party. I would say that you are almost at the finish line, guys. And I'm just getting, don't spend beyond your means, because I'll tell you, with this card, I always feel that there's something great. You've got it right now. It's wonderful. But I always think that this card comes in, and it's almost like you want to spend on the promise that this is going to continue this way, but life comes in waves, right? Ups and downs. There's usually not a constant. So I would just say be conservative in your spending, because sometimes this income doesn't last. I know I had a business where, I was making a lot. There was a lot coming in. And I thought it was going to be like that forever, A couple of years later, I ended up going bankrupt because, anyway, September the 11th happened. There's unforeseen things that can happen that can turn your world upside down, outside influences. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but I will say spend conservatively. And spend well within your means. Be very conservative when you're laying money out. So, yeah, celebrate in a very small way. You don't have to have a big party. You don't have to show everything off. Go out for a quick drink, and then, it doesn't have to be a big meal and a big party. Keep it small and keep it simple is what I'm getting for you guys. So, it seems to me that you seem to be happy at the moment financially, but there's some things in your life that you're not kind of happy about, and you've got a lot of responsibilities on your shoulder, and maybe you're taking on more and more, and maybe that's what it is. You're taking on more to accumulate more, but you don't need to accumulate. At what expense are you accumulating this? That's what you have to ask yourself. What is it costing you? Because there's always a cost, right? Aries, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. And stay tuned for the astrological report coming up next. And that's it, guys. Mwah! I love you all. And I'll see you on the other side. Hello, everyone. I'm so glad that you decided to stay on and listen to the astrology report on what is going on in the celestial sky this week. So we start on Tuesday, March the 3rd, Venus is square Saturn. What is that? It's not a harmonious aspect. It is a contentious aspect. There may be distance or detachment within your relationship. You may be feeling that during this transit. As a result, intimacy could take a backstage during this time. And it might be wise to spend some time in solitude, in meditation and reflection, because melancholy and depression can occur. But know that this will pass soon enough. I mean, that's why it's called a transit, right? Because it's transiting, it's moving. So it's a temporary feeling. Now, your finances could take a hit too. So resist the urge to spend because you're not feeling great. Maybe you're feeling melancholy and you want to buy something to make yourself feel better. Resist that urge. I would be very conservative with your finances at the moment. I mean, we've seen this play out on the global stage. The financial markets are plummeting because of the coronavirus, because products can't move around. A lot of countries have closed their borders. So just be conservative and with your spending. Now, on March the 4th, 2020, Mercury backtracks into Aquarius. And when I say backtrack, you know that Mercury is in retrograde, right? And it moved from Aquarius into Pisces on February the 3rd. And now it is reversing and going back from Pisces into Aquarius. But the good news is that Mercury goes direct on March the 9th, on the same day as the super full moon in Virgo. And actually, this is interesting because Mercury rules the sign Virgo. So things are going to start to pick up. And Mercury will then move into Pisces a week later on the 16th. So then it's really going to pick up speed. So this is good news, guys. Mercury in Aquarius gives us clarity and focus. But when in Pisces, Mercury expresses its creative side, creative writing, fantasy, poetry, art, and music. However, in Aquarius, Mercury is more innovative, scientific, analytical, and forward-thinking. So we can enjoy that aspect of it until the 16th, when it moves back into Pisces, and then we can enjoy expressing itself creatively. Now, on the same day, a bit later on in the afternoon, 4:24 p.m. precisely, Eastern Standard Time, Mercury is sextile to Venus, and that is a harmonious relationship. So Mercury is in this lovely harmonious transit. Socializing will become easier. In fact, you might be more open to going out and hanging out, and your charisma and magnetism and charm will foster intimacy during that time. So this is a lovely, beautiful energy. So relax, enjoy this cosmic blessing while it lasts. Now, also, later on that night at 10:07 p.m. precisely, Eastern Standard Time again, so it's the next day in Europe, Venus moves into Taurus. The goddess of love is coming home. She'll be at ease. She'll be more practical. She'll be more affectionate. However, she may be a little possessive, because, Taurus is all about mine, possessions, so Venus is looking for security and in love and in her relationships and finances. So reassure your partner with love and affection and focus on improving your finances. Ask yourself, what needs my attention most right now? Is it my relationship? Is it my finances? Is it both? Now, on Sunday, March the 8th, the Sun is conjunct Neptune. That means that it is together. They're almost like one. So the Sun's energy and Neptune are, you can hardly tell the difference between the two. They just come together. They become one, right? Now, you may, Neptune is very idealistic, so you may have the urge to want to help the less fortunate or the marginalized around the world. Idealism is front and center during this transit, and your sensitivity to others' energy is really increased. So you really need to protect yourself. You need to be around positive people and situations. So because there's two sides to Neptune. Neptune can take you down the rabbit hole too. So you want to be surrounded yourself with positivity, and perhaps consider doing a media fast. I mean, sometimes your empathy is so enhanced that it can really take a toll on your emotions. So you could feel melancholy or depressed. On the other hand, you might be exhilarated and inspired to help humanity at large. You'll get a lot of joy by volunteering or, with a cause or helping in some way. So, look at where you can help. Ask yourself, how can I contribute to society? Now, also on Sunday at 3:38 p.m., Venus comes together with Uranus. Wow, this can be scandalous. This transit can bring in the urge for, a thrill, for excitement, novelty, the new, constantly looking for something new and exciting in love and finance. So you are ready for a thrill. The energy and magnetism of this transit could have you acting a bit out of character. It's kind of palpable, right? You might be enticed to have a romantic fling or a one-night stand. Perhaps your relationship has been a bit boring or perhaps hit a stagnant patch, and you may feel like you want to explore new horizons or new experiences with other people. I would just say this: keep in mind that this feeling will not last, and you very well might regret the impulsive actions or decisions under this influence. So keep that in mind, guys. Now, on Monday, I'm not going to go into this, but I'm just going to mention it because it is good to be prepared. We have the super full moon in Virgo. A super full moon is when the moon is, or a planet is very close to Earth. And so this is a very, very strong energy. And also, Mercury goes direct on the same day. So that's really interesting. Listen, guys, join my astrology group. Live in the Solution. The link will be below. It's a private group, and every 2 weeks I do a live feed which correlates either with the new moon or the full moon. And we look at exactly how you are receiving the energy of the new moon or the full moon, respectively. We have fun. It's a very positive, uplifting, nurturing group. Everyone's happy. It's lovely. So I do that for the group every 2 weeks. So it's a private group. You just have to ask to join, answer a couple of questions, and hey presto, you're in. So guys, I just want to mention that this is a member supported channel. And one way to support me is giving me a thumbs up, liking my videos, sharing them on other social media platforms, and commenting. Shoot me a comment. I love that. I answer every comment. I love interacting with you guys. It really feeds my soul. And another way to support me is join my channel. I now have a membership to the channel. So there's a button that says join, and there are 2 levels of membership, and I give perks. And there's a the community tab is where the members hang out. I'm going to do videos designed just for members. So it's, so it's the lowest membership fee is $1.99 a month. Now, another way to support me is through Patreon, darling. And right here, if you click on this link, you can go to my Patreon page and check it out. You can be a supporter for just $1 a month. It's $12 a year, guys. It's not that it's not a lot, but it's huge for me. That all adds up. And I want to take this opportunity to thank my members and to thank my patrons. I've just started the membership, so it's pretty new. So guys, what else? I think that's it. Of course, get a reading, guys. I live to give readings. Go to my website. You can, there's actually links below to my website. Go and check out the kind of readings that I offer and all the services that I offer. Guys, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I love you all, and I'll see you next week.